going on, guys? It's Stubbs here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the good and the bad of Need for Speed 2015. Now, I have finished the game. I finished basically campaign or career mode, and obviously the Let's Play isn't finished on the channel. I just finished the game and I recorded it and all that sort of stuff. So there's still a bunch of videos left to go up on the channel of the Let's Play, but I have basically finished the game. I have a decent amount of money. I've been modifying cars. I've been trying to see what you can do in the game to other different types of cars. I've been doing builds on the channel. People have been loving it. I love the game overall, but there's still some good and some bad things about the game. So I wanted to talk to you guys in this video. If you're thinking about picking up the game for Christmas, for example, you know, I just wanted to let you guys know what you can expect from this game if you decide to buy it. So I've had the game for just a little over a week now. I think the game's been out for everybody for the past like 5 days to a week. So I've had the game for a little bit longer, of course, because I had EA access. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the game. Now, I have the game on Xbox One, so you know that. So I'm going to start with pretty much the bad things about the game. And now, keep this in mind that I'm going to be talking about some things that happen on the Xbox One specifically. I'm not entirely sure if it happens on the PlayStation, but on the Xbox One, I'm going to be talking about some bad things about it, like the lag issue. I don't know what the problem is with the Xbox One copy of this game, but why is there a lag issue? First of all, there's sometimes lag whenever you're just in your customization screen, like you're just like scrolling through bumpers or scrolling through wheels or literally just looking at the cars in your garage, and the game would just freak the fuck out and lag, right? It'll just like freeze on a certain car and then start to lag, and you'd literally have to restart the game. So you have to quit out the game, start it back up again, and it'll work afterwards. But then there's another issue when you're mid races, or pretty much when you're outside in the open world, and you get like these skips, right? You guys have probably seen them in my Let's Plays. If you guys do watch the Let's Plays, you guys have seen like these little skips that just randomly happen. It's just like, I don't know what it is. It's just a little bit of lag that happens when you're out on the, you know, in free mode, or when you're doing races and stuff like that. And it's not necessarily to do with, you know, load on your screen. Like it isn't like when you're, you know, when you're crashing into like loads of barriers and they just fly into your screen or something like that. It isn't like frame drop lag, even though it feels like it. It just happens randomly. Like it could be when I'm literally just rolling out of the garage, so there's like, you know, nothing really happening, and my car's just sitting there. I'm about to take off and it just starts to lag, you know. I don't know what the thing is with that, but I'm pretty sure it's only an Xbox thing. If it happens on the PlayStation, please tell me down in the comments below, but I'm not entirely sure if it does, because I haven't really noticed it just yet for anybody that has the PlayStation copy. And I've been watching videos of it to see if it actually does happen, but I haven't seen anything on it. But so the Xbox One version of the game does come with a little bit of lag, which I hope that they fix very, very soon. But still, it does happen to have a little bit of lag. Now let's move on to the next thing, the customization in the game. There is a lot of customization in the game, but on the other hand, there isn't enough of it. I mean, this is one of the things that they, you know, this is one of the main things about this game is customization. Now, I like, okay, I'm not gonna say I love, but I like the decal design and stuff like that. You can pretty much make anything you want in the game with the designs, but I wish there was a sharing option design, and I also wish that they would add a lot more different types of stickers, a lot more different types of decals, pretty much manufacturer decals, stuff like the badges and logos for cars at least, and maybe, you know, some logos for like Monster, for example. Why is the Monster logo not in the game? I haven't, like, maybe I'm just stupid and I couldn't find it, but the Monster logo isn't in the game, even though the game feels like it's sponsored by Monster, since pretty much you drink it every 5 seconds in every single cutscene in the game. I'm not entirely sure why there isn't a Monster logo in the game, or maybe I haven't found it. But like I said, manufacturer decals and stuff like that, they need to be, like, there needs to be a lot more of those in the game, instead of, you know, having us make them, which takes so fucking long. And especially making them very, very small is just weird, because you have to make, like, for certain areas of the car you have to make them like really, really small. For certain areas of the car you have to make them really big, so the resolution of the design doesn't look that good. So pretty much just add the thing in the game and have, like, allow people to share their designs as well. I think Forza have their design feature literally spot on. It's perfect. There's like nothing wrong with Forza's design, and I feel that they should sort of take some notes from there, if they want to make this design aspect of decals or vinyls or whatever they want to call it from Need for Speed an actual success. So now back to the customization, as in body parts. There is a ton of wheels. I love that. There is a lot of really nice wheels in the game. That's a really, really good thing. Now, Customization for the cars, not really a big fan of it. There's a bunch of it, but for something like this, what I'm driving right now, which is the S15, there isn't a ton of customization. There is the option where you can choose the body kit, which pretty much changes like legit like the whole body kit of the car. But there's like for this car specifically, which is one of the most customizable, if not the most customizable or modifiable cars in the world, this S15. It's weird that you can't change any of the front bumpers, rear bumpers, like side skirts, anything like that, you know, individually. Like you cannot choose anything like that. You literally have to choose from the body kits, which is just a little bit weird. So there is customization in the game. A lot of it is just, I feel like they could have done a little bit of a better job adding, you know, separate parts to the cars. Like I love the wide body kits, don't get me wrong, but it pretty much seems like they focus a lot on just the wide body kits. So there's a lot of Rocket Bunny kits. There's a lot of Liberty Walk kits on the majority of the supercars and the majority of just the tuner cars. There's a lot of Rocket Bunny and Liberty Walk kits pretty much everywhere in the game. But I feel they should have focused a little bit more on, you know, individual parts, like individual you know, parts like the bumpers, like just separately, you know, like you can choose the bumper separately, you can choose the rear bumper separately to whatever you want. There is that option on a lot of cars, it's just you don't have too many options for that, you know, part, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, another thing I actually dislike about this game is the rubber banding effect that happens. So let's say, for example, you're really far ahead in a race, obviously if the horsepower of the cars are very, very similar, right? But if you like don't mess up at all, like your driving is just perfect, and you just get really far ahead, like or you want to get really, really far ahead, the cars behind you just seem to be a little bit faster than you are, and they catch up to you and they like stay with you all the time. Or when you're falling behind a lot and you're trying to catch up to the other cars, it feels like you do it very, very easily. So the game sort of, I don't know, the difficulty feels like it changes throughout like the whole race. That's one thing I don't like, and I wish that they would have worked on that. Now that was a thing from pretty much any Need for Speed. They all had that, but it's very, very, very noticeable in this Need for Speed, and I wish that I mean, like I said, it is an arcade type game, but I wish that they wouldn't have made it that easy, right? So like if your car has a certain amount of horsepower and like it matches up to what the game thinks that the car should be able to do, then you should be able to stay ahead, like up against like everybody else, or you should be falling behind even more instead of you being able to catch up like a really, really weak car. And I wish they would have made that a little bit less noticeable than how it is in this game. Now another thing is the slider in the game from drifting to grip. So that is, I think, a thing that they could have worked on a little bit more. I feel that the slider is legit just a slider that says oversteer on the left and understeer on the right, because the grip side of the cars, they just don't feel right. I always, every single time I tune one of my cars, even if I tune it for sprint events and stuff like that and time trials, I still tune it for drifting, because it is a lot easier to have your cars oversteer in this game than it is to bring your cars all the way up the grip, and pretty much they just don't handle right. I just don't feel like the cars tuned for grip in this game handled well, and I wish that they would have sort of made it a little bit more realistic, because then I wish that the thing would have come out a little bit better. But the grip tuning in this game, not really a big fan of it. Maybe I'm just bad at it, I guess, but like I said, grip tuning in this game for time trials or sprint events, I still tune my cars for drifting, and it does just as well, because drifting is very, very favored in this game. So basically whenever, like, I've been doing a lot of time trials and sprint events in my RX-7 from career mode, which is pretty much my drift car, and I've been winning, and I've been doing very, very well with it, because it's just, it's sort of favors drifting in this game a little bit more than grip racing. So that is pretty much one thing that I wish that they would have balanced out a little bit more. Now that is pretty much where the bad things end. There's so many good things about this game. I loved campaign mode or career mode. I think it was very fun to play. It had a pretty good idea. You just had to bring your reputation up, and then you had like the bigger people obviously recognize it. It's pretty much what the whole campaign or let's play or whatever you guys want to call it was all about, and I enjoyed it. It was actually quite fun. The cop chases are very, very good in this game. I really, really like them. They actually do try to push you off the road if they can catch up to you. There is the modification for suspension and like pretty much the tuning aspect of the game. Cool. I like that. I love that that's a thing in the game now. Pretty much we had that back in Need for Speed Underground 2. I think we had it Most Wanted as well. I'm not entirely sure about Carbon. but we had a little bit like a little bit of a tuning in Most Wanted. I know we had it in Underground 2. You can actually put the car up on the dyno in Underground 2. I remember that. Now the driving, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, like I said, it is quite easy to do. Like it's also quite fun to get sideways and drift and stuff like that. It is a little bit weird at first when you try to play the game, but I do understand what they were going with the whole, you know, brake assist drifting and stuff like that. It's very similar to pretty much all the Need for Speeds. Like they're trying to make it somewhat easy for you to do everything in the game, because it is an arcade type game and they know what their audience is like, and I don't know, they did a good job with that. Like I can't say that they did a bad job, because it isn't trying to be a simulator type game and failing. It's just trying to be Need for Speed, and I think it got the point across of it being a Need for Speed, an arcade type game, and I think it did a great job. I think the game came out really well. A lot of people are complaining about the car list, but they did say that they're going to be adding a lot of new cars in the game, you know, for free with DLCs in the future. So hopefully they keep their word to that. And to be honest, that's why I'm not really complaining about the car list. It's not that bad. I enjoy all the cars that are in the game. They added like very important, like really good cars into the game, and I'm happy about that. Would I want the car list to be a little bit bigger? Yeah, sure, I guess. But you know, overall, what they've done so far. Also, the car sounds. Any Need for Speed has never let me down with car sounds, and this one is no exception. It's fucking awesome. They sound absolutely amazing. Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. I overall really do love this game. I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth the money that I've paid for it. I've had a few games in recently that I purchased that I wish that I wouldn't have. Project Cars, for example, is a game that I spent €60 on, and I just wish that I wouldn't have spent that €60 on it, pretty much. But yeah, definitely worth the money for this game. I enjoyed it quite a lot, and I mean, if you buy it on the disc and you finish it soon enough, I guess you can trade it back in if you really wanted to. But honestly, it was worth it. It was a very fun game to play, and I'm gonna continue to play it still, because there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't done in it. I haven't modified every single car. I have completed every single race, but I haven't modified every single car. I still haven't gotten to level 50, which unlocks all the parts for your cars and stuff like that. So still a bunch of stuff that I can do, and yeah, overall enjoying this game. And that'll be it for today's video. Thank you again very much for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.